Today's story takes us a few years into the past and back to Kene's home. This was the time when Kene's parents started to notice that he was different from other children. Kene had taken unusually long to learn how to walk, and he could barely enunciate words. He wouldn't even respond to his name a lot of the time, and he would not make eye contact when spoken to. His parents were terribly worried. They didn't know what was wrong with him or what to do to help him. They looked for help and answers everywhere. One day, a friend visited whose opinion they trusted very much. They told her about their problem and asked if she knew what they might do. To their relief, she said she did. She told them of a holy man that she knew who could solve every problem with his divine powers, and she offered to take them to him. She kept her promise. She introduced them to the holy man and she asked him for help. The holy man took a long look at Kene. He then asked Kene's parents if anything strange had happened around the time of his birth. Kene's mother quickly said that there had been something. She recalled a particular day soon after Kene was born, when a neighbor visited to congratulate them on his birth. This neighbor was a very strange man who hardly spoke to anyone, and he had a very sinister look about him. Kene's parents were too happy to notice at that time, but there was something unusual about that man, about his visit that day, and about his gift giving. Kene's mother had thought about that day a lot in the time since, especially after they started to notice Kene's odd behavior. And she suspected that the strange man had enchanted Kene with the gift on that day and had cursed him to be the way that he was. The holy man told her that her suspicions were correct, much to her dismay. He told them that Kene was the way that he was and acted in the way that he did because he was under a very strong spell, and that it was that strange man who, on that day, in his hatred for them, had cast it on their baby, so that he would not amount to anything in his lifetime. He told them, however, that he could break the curse if only they did everything that he asked. He told them to do a number of things, including shaving Kene's head and confining him for lengths of time, but nothing improved. Kene's condition got worse after a while instead. Kene's parents went back to the holy man with this update, and he only asked them to double down on the measures he had instructed them on. Things still only got worse in Kene's household, with his parents now sometimes venting their frustration at his unimproved condition on him, and with poor Kene receding further and further into his autism from all the pressure around him. What happened to Kene is quite common, and he is lucky that his parents found me when they did. You see, sub-Saharan Africa is predominantly poor, and with poverty often comes ignorance. In this ignorance, many impoverished people can only contemplate less widely known conditions, such as autism, through a lens of superstition, and as such do not address them by the medical means that they ought to be. We must all do all that we can to spread awareness of and knowledge about autism for the sake of persons living with it. I'll see you next time.